Greetings and welcome, guys. Hey Scorpio, this is your reading for July. Thank you all for joining me. It's lovely that you take the time to share these messages and to be here with me as well. So sit back and relax and we'll see what is going to show up for you for your July reading. I am doing this reading in June, close to the time of the second lunar eclipse, which falls on the 21st of June, the solstice day. Now this is a mighty, mighty powerful eclipse, and it plays out at many, many different levels. It will be leading us through the energies of the rest of the year. There is also an eclipse in early July to sort of cap it off or boost it up as well. But these energies are bigger portals than this. These are opening, I think, the doorways into the whole decade of the 20s. And we can see that 2020 so far has been a very odd year, to say the least, of all the things that are going on, but we haven't seen the end of it yet. Now, some information I received from an astrologer about the eclipse and the energies it carries, I'll just read some of it out for you because I find it very, very interesting and I think it's pertinent and relevant information. The June 2021 new moon solar eclipse in Cancer is the most powerful of the year. This is because it falls just moments after the solstice at 0 degrees of Cancer. 0 degrees of any zodiac sign is powerful as it represents the field of infinite possibilities. But 0 degrees of Cancer also happens to be the global axis, a highly charged point in the cosmic skies. Having a new moon solar eclipse on the global axis indicates an opening of a new timeline, a new world, and a new dimension of being. It represents a point in our history, but also in our hearts, where a new world has dawned. So even though you might be listening to this in July, or even if you're listening to it as soon as I post it, there's relevance here in the background energies that are playing out. And I believe they're very closely linked into events that will take place for you personally, but also collectively around the globe. And of course, collective events inevitably affect us all immensely at the individual level as well. There's also many planets in retrograde, so we've got this compounding whammy of effects. We've also had some unusual asteroid encounters and maneuvers, and as well as that, there is this so-called planet 9 that we have found out about now that is, if it is an elliptical path, it is coming closer to us, which also means it has a very intense spectrum that adds to the emotional state of all events that take place. So yes, we're moving into these very highly powered, highly charged, unusual times that represent newness for the likes of us that we've never seen before. And with that in mind, let's shuffle the cards for you guys and see what's going on. Because Scorpios, you guys are the sign of birth, death and reincarnation. And in essence, that is what is happening to us right now. So I think that somehow, you're tied up into it quite intrinsically. And a lot of Scorpions have a sort of a karmic energy with them as well. And this is a time of deep karmic, not necessarily cleansing, but movement. There's a lot of karmic bonds that are being finished off, freed up, released, new ones that are taking place as well. So these are the timelines that really do impact us very, very intensely. So 3 cards out here. Let's see what the first one is. The 10 of Pentacles. It's a lovely one to receive, and the 10s are always about the end of cycles, which is what we've just been talking about. It says, take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honouring family traditions. Wow. And that family traditions is often where our karmic energies come from, through our family DNA line or our family historical line. So the first card out, it just even kind of referenced what I was exactly saying. Some of you may be feeling the lifting of karmic obligations or ties or heaviness that may have existed in your life, and these can be around especially things such as health. So health issues that can be very DNA or familiarly linked, and there may be an easing up of this condition for you, or it may be that you find a way to live with it in a more harmonious way, or you may find a way of finding treatment for it. So these are all possibilities in terms of that. There is a whole thing that can be done, actually. I don't think many people know about this, but it's through naturopathy, and it's the work to do with dealing with miasms that family lines have. And one individual person can help heal a whole historical ancestral family line by doing work on themselves, because that cellular work goes back through timelines and helps heal families' issues. So it's probably something that if you were really interested in, you could contact me and I could give you more information about it. But for most people, it's probably not something that they truly understand at this point, and that doesn't matter. Some of the other areas that you can find karmic bonds or issues with are in relationships, most especially, and that can show through with soulmates that turn up. Sometimes the soulmates are very supportive and positive, and other times we have dense and heavy, hard work to do with soulmates who have come in to help us learn the lessons that we require to evolve our soul. Another way that karmic ties show up very prevalently is financial situations and the either abundance of money or lack of money in our lives. This card is referring to money a little bit because it is a Pentacles card, and it's giving you messages there about ensuring the financial security of your children and loved ones. Now, this message could be pertinent specifically for you for the future. I think finances are going to change globally, and how we earn them, spend them, save them, invest them. There's going to be quite a lot of change coming up. And some of you who have finances or a nest egg, sort of squirreled away, might want to make sure that that's the best option for your money. And for others of you, this is a message to say it's time to look into putting a nest egg away as best you can, even if it's a little bit week by week, because in the coming years there may be reasons why we need our nest eggs, for want of a better word. Honouring family traditions, we've talked a little bit about that through the karmic tie, but there are beautiful family traditions that all of us can embrace and bring into our lives, which are simple things to do that become like a yearly tradition. Some people do something special at Christmas time or Easter time or birthdays or Mother's Day. And if you format a tradition now with your family, whether it's your children or siblings or parents or cousins, these traditions can be a timeline keepsake that can go on past generation after generation and can be very worthy at installing positivity and keeping families together. So many messages just from that card alone. It also does bode quite well for finances and can also indicate that parents or parents or relatives, grandparents may be in a position to loan you some money if you require some. So don't feel afraid to ask at this point in time if you are needing some financial assistance. And sometimes it's not necessarily just money, it might be financial knowledge assistance in your life as well. The second card is the King of Summer. He is the King of Cups, so he is your sign. This is the water sign energy. It says honourable, devoted, mature and warm-hearted. A romantic partner you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, and getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavour. Now, we just talked a little bit in terms of these family traditions. They can be cultural traditions as well, for depending on your own culture or where you come from, and you might want to embrace this and bring it out again. And at this time, collectively, traditional cultures and Indigenous people are gathering together and re-embracing their roots and where they came from. So this might be a message for yourself. This can also be a new romantic partner coming in, and it might be a water sign like yourself. It might be another Scorpio. So you can find a great love connection or emanations of the heart at this time, and it may be tied up to the family bond or the family tie, that you're feeling this honourable devotion and warm-heartedness. It may be that you are the supporter of the family or the traditions, and you're the one that people come to for gatherings or information. Yeah, just an interesting card there. Oh wow, now you have another court card that came out as well. So she is the Queen of Swords, an air sign person oftentimes. She's strong, patient, self-sufficient and funny. And it says, let go of people and things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career, unmarried or divorced individuals. So again, this may be a person that comes into your life. It could be a new love or romantic partner. It may be someone who's already in your life, and I'm thinking more of a family member. It could be a sister. There might be something for a lot of you that are either healing some sort of family trauma or trying to reinstigate it or see family. This whole thing here is feeling so family oriented. It might be that you are trying to, as I say, heal something, like trying to help this person out to get them to speak or be included again in this. It might be that you're helping two of them out, another water sign and this air sign type person, trying to blend them back into the family. Perhaps they are arriving in your family as new members, such as in-laws, or like a brother-in-law, sister-in-law, or father, mother-in-law, step-sisters, brothers, extended families, blended families. There's all of this type of energy that seems to be merging through these cards. So I think for a lot of you, family issues are at the core play of things that might be happening over June and July. And because of that, that's definitely a very deep karmic thread, which makes sense because of the Scorpio tie-in. This lady could be, and it doesn't have to be a lady, but this could also represent a person who is like a lawyer or someone who is quite methodical and articulate, who you may use as a go-between or a mediator. So she in fact could be a mediator for yourself and family, or for family issues or wills or legacies that are drawn up or are being looked into. There might be some of you that are not feeling happy about a situation that has arisen or some rules that have been brought into place, and you might bring in something like this person or a lawyer who is going to look into legalities for you one way or another. So interesting three cards that cropped out or jumped out. They do seem to be telling a very tight little story that's going on there, and I have a feeling that some of it may be undercover, or like a bit hidden agenda, or in the dark of night. You've got two more here, and then see how another one of your cards is hidden. It is under here, but I'm not going to look at it yet. We're going to wait to see what it is. But those other three that came out also were flipped over like that, like something's hidden about what's going on here for you guys. It's either you're hiding part of it, or it's being hidden from you, or it's an underground, bubbling away thing that's going on. This Eight of Spring, which is the Eight of Wands, can also represent new relationships coming in. And that's why I said before, these two people here could be new family members one way or another, and they could be coming in quite suddenly. They don't have to be family, they could be friends. But this card generally bodes quite well in terms of meeting new people and people suddenly turning up in your life. And this here says sudden events or changes. So it says stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, and sudden events or changes. So something is going on in the background. I don't think it's necessarily going to catch you out, because I think you've got a fairly good idea of what is happening, and you may be involved in it to one degree or another. This can also represent offers coming in, travel, and usually by air, but there's so little air travel going on at the moment that I'm not entirely convinced if that is the message. It might be. By the time we get to July, we will see more air movement around the globe, and it's likely that countries, even in between themselves, like not flying internationally, but flying within your own country will be even more available and free to do. So a little bit of movement, action and stuff going on there indeed. Let's see what this one is under here. The Fool, new beginnings. So a major arcana out for you. Embrace your true purpose. Begin a new adventure and trust yourself. So this card was on top of this one. It was hiding it a little bit. So I'm not sure that the Dreamer or the Fool has fully emerged for you yet. That it might be a concept or an energy thread that's coming through. When the Fool turns up, it is like a new timeline or portal that we're entering into and about to embark on. So it is very much about your own desire and choice and freedom and direction in life when the Fool turns up, and it's not so much about other people. So we've got this whole bunch of other people and family stuff going on in the background, and then we come up here with this changes coming in and often do represent other people, but then there's you in the background either wanting to be freed up or be taken into your own consideration, or to shine your own light, or to be seen above and beyond a group situation or a group of people. It's a profoundly important card. It's the first one of the major arcanas. I particularly love it, but I sometimes give a bit of a heed of warning that the Fool can go off without fully considering everything that is going on around them. So I think it is also important to make sure you have a bit of a plan when you perhaps go out in this new direction, and to look where you're going. And that's a physical message. Sometimes you can have falls or slips or trip over when the Fool turns up. So be careful of your ankles, legs and feet, and make sure that you are walking on firm terra firma, that your footing is safe and solid. I also see the little bird and the dog around, so sometimes this indicates new pets, or that pets may be playing a role in something for you as well, and quite often a dog. Let's see if there's something else in here for Scorpio, because your cards have come out a little bit like yourself, very mysteriously and quite hidden. So I do feel that some of this is a hidden event, I'm not sure if it's you that's hiding it, or if it's hidden from you, or the whole thing is just being kept under the cover of something. But there's something a little bit secretive about it. It may just be that not all information is clearly evident yet, or the pathway for its outcome is not fully there yet either. This is for Scorpio. Yeah, so another 2. Oh, 3. Another 3 that have hidden their faces to us. So it'll be really interesting for you guys to watch through this time period, right from now when this reading goes live, through the whole of July and even beyond, to see if there are hidden events or agendas going on around you. And if there are, watch them carefully and see how they unfold, and make sure that perhaps you do have your wits about you, or that you are being able to see clearly all perspectives or issues that are going on. Oh wow, oh my goodness, see, that's really big stuff. I'll put it that way. The Dreamer and the Magician, the Fool and the Magician, so 0 and 1. And this, when I started the reading and I told you about this solar eclipse, and when it said it's an opening of a new timeline, a new world, or a new dimension of being, these are really powerful times we're in. I think this is worthy of coming back to this reading and just reigniting yourself with it at any time that you feel that you want more information or more messages or more insight. And even looking at these cards and seeing the depictions on them, they will activate certain portals for you, or certain energy fields that will help for you to find a little bit more clarity around certain things as well. And you might be able to achieve this through meditation, or through dreamscapes, or synchronistic events or ideas that occur. So if we come to the Magician, it says you can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. So these two are mighty, mighty powerful beginnings of a whole new evolution of life. And if you see in here this number 8 that he's holding, which is absolutely bubbling away with this bright white light, fire type energy, that is the essence of the karmic cycle of life. The number 8 represents never-ending life. It also represents manifestation. So the magician is showing us that it's eternal changes and pathways and energy and activations and fields of availability. He is an alchemist, so he changes something that appears to be a set specific into something completely different. So the magician, when he turns up, is all about seeing something in front of you. Like, let's say, for instance, it was a flower, and then he can turn that into something totally different, whether it be perfume or whether it be lotions or whether it be immortalized in stone or gold or copper. That's the type of stuff that the magician can do. It's alchemy. So an alchemist requires the ability to understand how to make something change completely, and it's not easy. It takes intensely high energy and being aware of the opportunities that come your way. So there is this proposition or opportunity of magic in the air around new beginnings that could really, really change your destiny path of who you are and where you're going. So very, very powerful stuff. Wow, another court card. So you have 2 kings at the moment and a queen, and this is the Queen of Swords partner in life, if you like. I don't know if they're related or married. Get advice from someone professional and objective, public speaking and unemotional relationships. So the King of Winter again is knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded and unemotional. So there is a degree of unemotional non-attachment that's going through the thread of all of this. And I have a feeling that they could be here representing some sort of legal implications or mediation or counselling, something along those lines. So these may be family members, they may be a husband and wife or a brother and sister, but they may also be some sort of legal team. This could also be representative for you guys in a business realm. It doesn't have to just be the family. So for those of you who are in business or seeking to instigate a business or manufacture a product or bringing something into this timeline that you wish to have protected in some way or another, these two could be the people that are doing it or serving you in that way. Yeah, and again, for some of you, they could be new potential partners, like romantic partners, but I'm thinking this is a lot bigger than that. He almost looks like a wizard, like a warlord, which is different from the magician, but he has a very past timeline karmic warlord look about him. So there's something going on in here that's really opening portals of time energy. And again, you may feel this in moments of deja vu, experiencing things or feeling things that you have as if they're coming from another time, place or dimension as well. So this is a very big reading, but it doesn't surprise me because a lot of the others have actually had really big readings as well, but I think yours is right out there, and I had a feeling it would be. Oh my God. So and we won't pull any more now from the deck, but you ended up with the 3 major arcanas and then a whole lot of court cards as well. So people are definitely in the activity around you. It's even though you got the Fool and the Magician, which are very much about the individual, and actually so is the ego, there's a lot of people that are either being affected by your decisions or part of your decisions or part of the way you react or are being affected as well. Now the ego is of course the Devil card and can represent Capricorn energy. So you've had water signs, air signs and earth signs coming in. This says the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items and getting caught up in fear and worry. This can represent that there has been unbalance or unfairness overstated in relationships or situations going on around you. This ego card, which as I say is the devil card. This is a great time to bring about healing or to purge yourself or to bring something like an alchemic magical power to release a hold over something that you've had in your life and set you into the new realm of the Fool's journey. So you've got the whole Monty or the 9 yards or whatever here to make something very magical happen. If you have been in a situation that you have been out of balance, whether it's guilt, fear, shame, worry, blame, whether it's addictions, obsessions, whether it's relationships that have been overtly unbalanced and could be obsessive or sexually unbalanced, and it could be that you're the one doing it or the other person is holding you to ransom as such at an emotional or even physical type level. This is a very strong portal here that is enabling you to break free in a really, really big way, because you've got the Fool, the Magician and the Devil all at once. So if any of you have had fear, or if you felt trapped, or if there's been a karmic intensity or weight that's been dragging you down or creating emotional disturbances within your own body, mind or soul, this is a time where it can be dealt with. But remember what I said, it's not easy to make these changes. You really have to stand up and put the work in. But this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's here to free you of something that may have held you captive for many, many lifetimes. Wow, I mean, that's powerful, powerful stuff. And as I say, I believe that if you want to come back and just watch this video at any time, those energies will flow through for you and be helpful at any time, just giving off a positive vibe. It may even give you insight or clarity or understanding in your next moves forward. I think planning is going to be really important for you in the moves that you make and the decisions you take. So it may not happen all immediately, but this might be the beginning of it, like the awakening. It might still be a long journey ahead, but you've started it if you acknowledge it and crack into that action and energy field. So this is for Scorpio. What out of this deck would you like them to see, feel, understand or listen to? These are two beautiful cards. Another number 1. So you know this number 1, this beginning, the 10 is a number 1 as well. So you've got 3 number 1s. The Garden and the Gate. This is about the freedom, being able to unlock your soul, unlock anything that's been trapping you, keeping you locked in, tied down, afraid, too scared to make a jump or see more information, understand more of you, move to a higher perspective, level, dimension, awareness, energy field. So she is in trepidation there, and she knows she has the key to the gate around her neck, but she has never used it yet. However, when you get an energy like the Sun coming in, all again about new beginnings, the birth of something, a whole new direction, the Sun is warming you up. It's giving you nurture and life and sustenance and energy and ideas and comfort and growth and knowledge. So the Sun is a vital part of our life as humans here, and so it provides you with all that you actually need, especially to start a new journey. So those are two beautiful cards that tie into this concept of newness for you. Just one more for Scorpio from here. Looks like it's that one. Contract, thank you. Well, that's just reiterating everything that I have been saying and said right from the beginning, that there's a contract that has perhaps held you back or kept you down or disabled you from seeing into the future clearly, or to see a clear way out, or to see clearly even the whole contract that's been undertaken. I often find this card represents karmic contracts from previous lifetimes, and that the scales are sitting fairly equal and balanced there, and it feels as if a balance is coming in terms of it being balanced out, or being leveled off, or being in a place of judgment and fair outcome. There's also all these books down here which I often think of as having learnt a lot, as if you've gone through all the lessons of this contract and you've reached the end point. It's now balancing itself out, and soon the tie will be taken off and you can see again. So that makes sense with all the karmic type energy that might have been threaded through the background, or stuff going on within the here and now, with legal contracts that I mentioned that could have been tied into family issues, wills, loans, money, family inheritances, or just contracts between family members that might have soured or been difficult to navigate or negotiate. It feels as though there's freedom or movement around them. And these two here that I said were coming in maybe for legal matters, to help make like a document or see it through, or help it become active, or take it to the court of law and have it passed as a new bill, if you like. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the background. This can also be a new contract that you sign now for a business, or a purchase of a house, or making a will yourself, or uplifting a new partnership, or signing into a prenup for a marriage agreement. It can also be a new soul contract that's coming, so that you might meet this new person who we saw through here when it said that there was a possibility of meeting new people. Some of them could be these people who become new soul buddies for you as well. So much going on for you guys. I can't keep just continually bringing up the ideas that are coming out, because there's actually a lot of them, and this is just a general reading for you all, but that's a full-on bunch of messages with a very, very active force field behind it. Let's just have one last card for Scorpio for the Animal Oracle deck to see who's coming in, and one last message for you. I hope you guys really, really enjoy this reading, because it's deep and personal, and it's it's intense. That's all I can say. There's an intensity here that fits the energy of Scorpio. Bee spirit, sweet results await. Now I also notice on this bee card, and it took me a while to see it, but if I pull this up closely for you to look, in his back there's like this little mechanisms going on. So he's like a mechanical bee, but I often think of this here as like a timepiece, almost like a clock or something, the workings of a clock. And of course that takes me back in time. And if you look into the background here, the honeycomb looks like sacred geometry, which is also about eternal time. So I still feel there's a presence of time and evolution that's involved in your entire reading. But the beautiful end result is sweet results await. So I'll read to you the bee spirit message. The bee spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you are willing to get your ego, out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. That's too much. Where is our ego? Wow. See what I mean when I said, if you listen to the synchronistic messages or energies that come in, you will find answers, and the synchronicities will become stronger and stronger when you know that you're awakening to the new destiny point or timeline point. So let me carry on with the bee spirit. I'll start again. The bee spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. Bee Spirit knows not to let a sense of being a separate self get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. Hello, magician as well. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee Spirit asks that your focus be on connectivity. Your body, heart, soul and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, when you remember that you are part of a greater unified consciousness. Moving from separation into connection, from self-centered limitation to spirit-centered infinite possibility and potential, you become busy as a bee, enjoying the gifts of Bee Spirit, fully in alignment with your highest expression of yourself. Your heart opens and creativity rushes through you seemingly without effort as you experience that nothing feels like work. Industriousness is driven by enthusiasm and inner motivation, and time seems to fly by quickly as the hive supports you in the making of honey. Do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realms adding their energy to your creations? Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded even if you can't see that yet, and asks that you share your good fortune as there is plenty of honey for all. Be a part of the larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. So there we are, Scorpio. There are some wonderful messages within your reading and some great power as well. I trust you have really enjoyed this and understood at some level the depth to which these messages are traveling for you. And I think over time you will probably come to realize that this timeline in June and July of 2020 was in fact an emergent point of the new you and the new directions you take. So thank you again for joining me. I'm really honored to be able to do the readings for you. I love it when you leave your comments. Check your moon and rising signs as well. Please sub the channel and hit the notification button, and that way you'll get to see all the uploads that are coming as well. So I wish you guys a truly wonderful, magical time of new beginnings as you merge into the second half of 2020. Thank you everyone. Be safe, be well and be kind to each other. Namaste.